21 points. We were getting solid games that weren't even bloopy material. This is like we're all the way back to the beginning of the season.
Imagine your missed shots going viral with circus music playing behind them. That's Angel Reese's reality, and it gets worse. Her layup percentage is one of the worst in the WNBA, despite being a key player for the Chicago Sky. How did Reebok end up tying its basketball comeback to a player struggling this much on and off the court? Let's find out.
Skyscrapers, best young core in the league. See, this is why, Angel Reese, you got to learn how to just chill out sometime. Now you look crazy. I told y'all, remember, I told y'all.
When Angel Reese took the court against the Washington Mystics, nobody could have predicted how one play would turn into a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons. The moment came late in the second quarter, with Reese driving to the basket for what should have been a routine layup. Instead, the ball hit the bottom of the rim, bouncing back like it wanted no part of the game.
Oh, but we got our own rebound. Beautiful, we got our own offensive rebound. Here we go again. A little bit of travel action in there. Oh, and we missed another. But don't worry. We grabbed our second rebound. Let me just posture up real quick. Talk my ish. You can't guard me. You can't guard me. Point forward, Angel Reese.
Reese recovered the ball, went up again, and somehow the second attempt was even worse, clanging off the backboard without hitting the cylinder at all. At that point, the commentators, seasoned pros trained to bring energy to even the dullest game, couldn't hold back. One muttered, "Oh no," while the other audibly chuckled before stopping themselves mid-laugh. They realized they can't laugh. One viewer commented online, but the damage was already done.
Listen to this. We have the commentators that are actually laughing at this.
To be able to attack and finish inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it blocked.
What made this slip-up stand out wasn't just the mistakes themselves, it was the reactions to them. Commentators chuckling at an active player's error. That almost never happens. These are professionals who can make a free throw in a preseason game sound like the deciding shot in Game 7 of the finals. For them to slip like that, even briefly, says more than an entire post-game analysis could.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now. Let me let me get real serious real quick. Angel, come on, man.
This wasn't one of those rare moments where you see something incredible happen. It was the opposite. The kind of moment that makes you watch in disbelief, wondering how someone at this level could struggle so visibly. Of course, the internet took no time amplifying the spectacle. Within hours, the clip had gone viral. Memes, edits, and all.
Now we have Angel Reese's signature move, is what they're calling it. The Angel Reese spin cycle, the Angel Reese face up. Oh, here we go. Oh, snap. Cook up. Crossover. Uh-oh. Crossover right to the rack. And we...
One video featured circus music layered over her failed attempts, while another slowed the play down to a comedic speed, captioned, "When you brag too much in the warm-ups." Fans on social media turned into amateur directors, creating an endless stream of content that collectively racked up millions of views. This wasn't just trolling, it was a full-blown digital takedown.
The Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot, stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia.
While some claimed it was cruel to single her out, others saw no issue, pointing to her high-profile endorsements and public persona. The worst part for Reese isn't just the memes or the embarrassment on live TV, it's how this moment fits into a broader narrative about her struggles on the court this season.
No, she put on a flat-out show versus Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky. Boy, 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 did they ruin Angel Reese's homecoming. Kiki took this game personal. Kiki took this game personal.
Every joke and sarcastic comment about her missed layups feeds into a growing perception that Reese, hyped as a star, might not be delivering anywhere close to that promise. And it's not just fan speculation now, it's viral content fueling legitimate questions in articles and podcasts about what her role on the Sky should even be.
Angel Reese back up to her old bag of tricks on the basketball court, throwing the ball off the bottom of the backboard. And yet again, her fans have talked her into another one-sided.
What's crazy is this wasn't an isolated play. This one just stood out because of the commentators losing composure, but it falls into a pattern her critics are all too quick to point out. And when you combine moments like this with her stats, oh, we're going there, you start to see why her role as a star is becoming harder to justify. Let's talk about it.
We got some more statistical data that Angel Reese may be the worst perceived superstar possibly in professional sports.
What if I told you Angel Reese's layup percentage wasn't just bad, it's historically bad? Like, these aren't just rough numbers. They're the kind of stats that make you question how she's even managed the spotlight she's in. Right now, Reese is converting her layups at just 31.5%. That's not a typo.
Her shooting percentage has went from 22.7% to 31.1. I gave that yesterday. 31.1 overall as a 6'4" power forward. That's awful.
For context, the league average for professional players sits comfortably between 70% and 80% because layups are supposed to be the easiest shots on the court. It's basketball 101. Yet somehow Reese is putting up numbers that wouldn't even fly in a pickup game at your local gym.
Still, Angel Reese has one of the lowest shooting percentages in the WNBA, especially on layups. She is currently third in the league in layups attempted with 54.
Here's where it gets even more frustrating. Reese actually attempts the third most layups in the entire league. Think about that for a second. Most players with this kind of inefficiency would try to switch things up, maybe take fewer attempts or shift their game to avoid compounding the problem. But with Reese, it's like an open invitation for the other team to collapse into the paint and prepare for yet another defensive rebound.
Let me repeat. Third in the league in attempted, so she shot 54, but her 31.5% mark is by far the lowest among any other player in the top 10. In fact, Reese ranks dead last in the WNBA among all players who have attempted at least 35 layups. She's worse than the worst player in the league.
Now combine those stats with her profile as one of the most talked about figures in women's basketball right now. She's supposed to be a dominant force, a franchise-defining talent for the Chicago Sky as they try to pull themselves out of a brutal losing season. Instead, her inefficiency has turned her into something closer to a liability.
She had a good game, 22 points, 13 rebounds, but she shot terribly. She got bailed out so many times, throwing up brick layups, getting phantom foul calls from the refs.
Imagine being an opposing coach. Are you drafting up defensive schemes to stop a 31% layup shooter? Probably not. Reese has been giving them exactly what they'd hoped for. Empty possessions at critical moments when points should be automatic. Reese's struggles aren't just about the numbers though, they're the ripple effects those numbers have on her team. The Chicago Sky haven't exactly been lighting it up either.
I mean, she's talking about setting out to make more money. Are you shitting me? Can we pay you to sit out? Chicago Sky fans should be especially considering her teammate is on this list, and it's downright embarrassing when you see them together.
The Sky are currently in the middle of an 8-game losing streak, which feels like the perfect backdrop for Reese's woes to shine in all the wrong ways. And it's not like the team's problems disappear without her. When she sat out 5 games with a back injury, they still couldn't pick up a single win. It's like Reese embodies this bizarre paradox where her presence doesn't help, but her absence doesn't exactly hurt either.
Once again, a statistically great performance from Angel Reese. It had absolutely no impact on winning, mainly because the Chicago Bravado once again got their ass kicked.
Let's not sugarcoat it. These stats just feed into the narrative. Fans have already turned Reese's missed shots into a meme factory, and every new highlight, scratch that low light, gets picked apart online. People see the raw percentage, they clip yet another baffling missed layup, and the whole internet has its fun. Analysts and commentators, they're tired of coming up with excuses. This isn't a slump, it's a trend.
There are honestly fans out there that think she's some kind of a top 10, 15, top 20 player when there is a statistical number that has dropped today Is she the worst starting power forward in the league? I mean, it's bad. This is, as the kids say, this is in fact diabolical.
So now the real question becomes, how did Reebok look at these numbers, this player, and decide to make her the face of their basketball revival? Because if her shooting is any indication, the gamble might already be backfiring.
Remember when everybody was talking about, oh, Angel Reese has been in the lab? This proves. Nah, I don't know what she's working on, but it's certainly not her inside game. It's not. I don't get it.
Here's where Reebok's plan starts looking a little shaky. Not long ago, Reebok's CEO Todd Krinsky called Angel Reese a potential game changer, someone who could sit alongside legends like Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson in the brand's history. That's a bold statement on its own, but when you stack it up next to how Reese has been performing lately, it's starting to feel more and more ironic.
When I thought Angel Reese was turning a corner, just when I thought Angel Reese was transitioning from pretend basketball player to make-believe basketball player. As you guys know, the next level up from a make-believe player is a real basketball player.
It's one thing to aim high with a new signing, but to compare her to two of the most dominant and culturally influential players in basketball history, while she's putting up historically low numbers, that's what people are questioning now.
Yeah, the Barbie with dozens of aliases always looks great statistically. You know who else looked great on paper? Derek Carr. You know what he won? Not a damn thing.
Let's talk about what Reebok actually did here. They didn't just sign Reese, they all in committed to her. They made her their first major basketball signing in years, staking her claim as the future of their brand's revival in the performance basketball market. There's even a signature shoe coming in 2026.
Reese ranks dead ass last in the WNBA among all players who have attempted at least 35 holy shit fire and saved the matches. I mean, honestly.
Imagine a whole shoe rollout built around Angel Reese. That's not light investment. Endorsing signature shoes is a flashy move, usually reserved for players who stand out for their skill, dominance, or at least clear potential. So here's the issue. How do you sell basketball shoes tied to a player whose most viral moment this season is missing layups over and over?
22 points, 13 rebounds, got to the free throw line multiple times, 11 free throws for Angel Reese, but the bloopies were blooping, and oh boy, here we go. All right, we go, right, easy open layup, and a stoink right off the bottom of the backboard, and we're just asking for a foul.
Here's the part where even casual fans start raising their eyebrows. Reebok is now trying to pivot the marketing focus almost entirely onto her personality and social media brand, instead of what she does on the court. Sure, she's popular online, she's got clout, followers, and an undeniable swagger, but let's be real, people who are buying performance basketball shoes want to believe the athlete they're supporting represents, you know, great basketball.
But these aren't just a couple of bad plays. These aren't bloopers. These aren't rare moments. This is the norm. The same thing happened last week when the Chicago Bravado got their ass kicked by the Minnesota Linkers. I don't have to convince you that Angel Reese has no impact on winning. Just look at her record, look at her resume in the WNBA.
You can probably relate to this. Nobody's lacing up a shoe because they want to replicate viral air balls. This isn't a pair of slides or lifestyle kicks we're talking about here. It's a shoe worn to play ball. There's a natural disconnect that's hard for Reebok to gloss over. And then the memes started rolling in. Reese's missed plays turned into a social media circus, and every new viral clip only made Reebok's gamble look riskier.
Angel Reese was on the right path. She was making you believe that she was a legitimate athlete. But after the All-Star break, Angel Reese has returned to her typical norm, which in this case is one of the worst players imaginable.
There's no way Todd Krinsky didn't see this coming. When you attach a brand revival to an athlete this polarizing, you're asking for headlines, sure, but when the headlines shift from praising athletic greatness to highlighting embarrassing mistakes, it's a problem. Industry insiders are already whispering that Reebok might delay her shoe launch, or quietly reposition it into a lifestyle release instead of a basketball-focused one.
The Chicago Bravado, they are 7-19 this season. Since Angel Reese landed in Chicago and rented an apartment that she pretends she can't afford, the Chicago Bravado are 20-46. I'm no expert in math, but it looks like Angel Reese wins 1 out of every 3 games.
Rumors even suggest the brand might back out of the endorsement altogether, which, while drastic, isn't off the table considering the uphill battle they're facing. Oddly enough, Reese's recent back injury might be the break Reebok desperately needed, not for basketball reasons, but PR ones. It begs the question, is this downtime enough to rethink how they salvage an investment that's starting to feel more like a cautionary tale than a comeback story?
If I remember correctly, Angel Reese has beaten a team with a winning record once this season. So you tell me how Angel Reese impacts winning. Like I said earlier, this is a very dangerous time right now for the WNBA. There's the real possibility of a labor strike. 2026 WNBA season could be postponed or potentially canceled. There are more eyes on the product than ever before.
The truth is, Angel Reese's struggles tell a bigger story than just missed shots. They're a clear reminder of the risks companies take when they prioritize viral fame over reliable performance. Reebok bet big on Reese as the face of their basketball revival, framing her as the next big thing in hoops. Now her on-court struggles are directly chipping away at the value of that investment. What do you think Reebok should do? Delay the shoe? Cancel it altogether? Let us know in the comments. This isn't just about basketball, it's about how quickly hype can evaporate when reality starts to set in.